Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Kuva Brakk. Now, as this is a Kuva weapon, the only way to get it is by vanquishing a Lich that's wielding the Kuva Brakk. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry, because I recently made an updated guide for hunting Kuva Liches, so I will link it in the video description so you can check it out and see how it's done. The Kuva Brakk displays a mastery requirement of 13, but that's not necessarily true, because as long as you can kill the Lich, you can pick the weapon up from the foundry, so don't pay too much attention to the mastery requirement. But anyway, the Kuva Brakk is a semi-automatic secondary shotgun that has a base multi-shot of 10, so it fires 10 pellets by default, and it does primarily impact damage while still having a good amount of puncture and slash as well. It has very good crit chance of 29%, a standard 2x crit multiplier, and very solid status chance of 11.1% per projectile, which with 10 base projectiles is quite a lot, and it comes with 0.5 meters of innate punch through, an 11 round magazine, and a 1.1 second reload. Now, while the fall off on the weapon is quite harsh, starting at 10 meters and then to get 20, it's really not that big of a deal because the accuracy is also pretty bad. It sprays projectiles all over the place, so it's more of a short-ranged weapon, so the fall off doesn't really matter. So all in all, this is a pretty good upgrade over the standard Brakk. It may appear that it does less damage, but in 90% of the cases that's not going to be true because your Kuva weapon is gonna get a bonus element based on the Warframe you spawned the Lich with. In my case, that's 32.8% extra heat damage, so the damage is almost the same. As far as the bonus element goes, you can never go wrong with heat because heat is always nice, but for this one specifically, I would actually recommend either Toxin or Cold because that will allow you to run viral by only using one dual stat mod. This is very strong if you want to use primarily slash damage and you're not going to be incorporating heat. And finally, before we check out the build, I also quickly want to say that with Kuva weapons, you get more capacity out of them and you also extract more mastery from them as you put on more and more forma up to a maximum of 5. So if you want to get maximum capacity, get all the mastery from it, and unlock the ability to install a lens, you're gonna have to put on 5 forma. Now, as far as the build goes, there are kind of like 3 ways you can take this. You can either go viral and heat, which is great when you have bonus heat on the weapon. You can go viral and slash, which is particularly good if you have toxin or cold on the weapon. Or you can go corrosive and heat with any element that will fit into it. And it's always going to be a hybrid because the crit and status is just too good here. A setup like this will happily take you through the entire game even without galvanized mods, but you have to stay close. The farther away you are from the enemy, the more damage you're using because of the fall off and the more pellets you're missing because of the terrible accuracy. So you ideally want to be in the enemy's face and hyper aggressive at all times. It is very much worth it though. This is a really fun weapon that does a ton of damage and it doesn't require that much investment to get going, thanks to the extra capacity you get with every added forma. It is not well suited for very squishy frames though, so if you enjoy long-range glass cannons, this might not be the weapon for you, but if your Warframes have a bit of beef on them, this is definitely a good pick. And that is pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.